my name is Ricky, and welcome to the MSU Presidential and Vice Presidential Debate, hosted by the Marianopolis World Review. So, my name is Ricky, and I'm the Marianopolis World Review executive editor of Marianopolis News. Basically, I'm also the host of this debate and the organizer. This debate will be recorded using video by our lovely President David Chow. But yes, the video content of this debate, hopefully, it will be very good and will be posted on the MSU Facebook page by tonight or tomorrow. This ensures that a wider audience can review campaigns that the vote will only be more fair. Unlike previous years, we will not be doing polling within the room simply because it's not as representative as we think it is, and therefore we think that video uploading is a lot better. So, some rules. Firstly, these are some rules for the candidates. No slander. Any slanderous accusations at this debate will be reported to the ERC and the Chief Electoral Officer, MSU. Slander is any form of personal attack directed towards one's reputation and self, as you all probably know it. Wait for your turn to speak. Candidates will be told in what order they must speak and will respect it. Do not exceed the allocated speaking time. We must follow a strict schedule. I will bang the gavel once when there are 15 seconds left and continuously when your time is up. Those who do mine, they'll know what it is. Please turn off all devices. These are for candidates and for you guys too, of course, as a sign of respect, but please turn off all electronic devices, or at least turn off their sounds unless they are to be used to taking notes, and jot down questions that you might have for our candidates, as there will be a Q&A period at the end of this debate and at the middle of this debate. So please leave your questions for these periods. I will tell you about them. Candidates should and must have a question ready for the other candidate at their own category. There will be a period of time when candidates will be able to ask questions to other candidates, and I will tell you about that too. As for my questions, there will be questions regarding each candidate and questions regarding slates as a whole. I will tell you which ones are which questions, so when faced with slate questions, you can both answer within the set time limit for the set time limit, or one of you guys can choose to answer. So, without further ado, I think we should begin. And let's begin with a quick introduction message from everyone on the stage. So, essentially, this is really just each candidate saying their name and the position they're running for and who they are in a slate with, if they are running in a slate. And we basically just have 15 seconds, it's a very short speech. We will begin with the audience's left, so we will begin with our only candidate to the left here, of the stage. You have 15 seconds to introduce yourself, your name, and what you're running for. You may go up on stage to the microphone. It's going to be more spoken.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Honda Lee. I'm from Art and Science. I'm the only independent candidate who's running for the Vice President of Administrative Affairs. Thank you for support.
Hi, my name is Adavan, and I want to be your Vice President. And I want to make an environment that is both fun, stimulating, and just collaborative for everyone. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Philip. I'm going to be running to be your president, and I think that my qualities are I'm approachable, and also I'm not afraid to take an unconventional path to solve a problem. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Olivia Anderson. I'm in Arts and Sciences, and I'm running to be your Vice President with Louis Yoon.
Hi guys, how are you?
Good.
My name is Louis. I'm running to be your president, and what we really want to push for is a more informative and approachable Congress, so that you guys can actually come up, talk to us, and know how we can help you. Thank you.
Hi guys, my name is Ying. I'm a first-year honors commerce, and I'm running for vice president along with my president, Ariane.
Hello everyone. First off, I'd like to thank you all for coming to this debate. You guys are the dedicated members of the student body. My name is Arya. I'll be running for your president, along with Ying, my vice presidential candidate, because it matters. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Mugua Nath. I'm running for the position of vice president, and I'm running with Fahima Khan.
Hi, I'm Fahima Khan. I'm going to be running for president, and you should vote for us because we want to give you what you want. Thank you.
Hello, Trinity. My name is Sophie. I'm running to be your vice president. My values are open-mindedness, compassion, and inclusivity, and I think that is what is represented through our platform, Jerry and I, that is also running to be president.
Hi everybody, my name is Jerry Zhu. I'm a first-year health science student, and together we are proud to put forth the plan for you to empower your voice, improve your student life from its foundations, and make sure that your last year at Marianopolis is an awesome one. Thank you.
Alright, so we're going to do a double threat, me and Dima. Thank you for these lovely speeches, candidates. Just a quick tip that has been proposed: you can take off the mics and just pass them around as you speak, so that we don't all have to stand up every time to go sit down. So just take the 2 mics, whoever's closest, and you guys can start passing them around. Thank you. So now that the candidates have introduced themselves and spoke a little bit about their values and what they believe in for their campaign, we can go a bit more in depth about their platform. Who would like to hear about their platform? So, to keep this as concise as possible, this platform thing will be answered by slate. So I will ask for each slate to answer about their platform. Essentially, just tell me about your platform and its main ideas. You will each get 1 minute and 15 seconds to speak. We will begin with Arya and Ying. You can choose who to speak, both to speak, whichever you want.
Okay, so we're just going to boomerang off each other. First, we like to implement Mary Alum to connect you to Mary Alumni.
Second, we are currently working on creating a booklet to facilitate the transition for this high school students to Seisha.
We would like to implement the sexual violence policy and make it a core part of our values as part of Congress.
And we also want to continue promoting the arts at Mary, like we have done in the past year, through coffee houses that Arya organized or the talent show that I have organized.
I also want to make sure that our school is greener than ever and ensure that we can proudly call ourselves a greener Mary.
We want to create an event at the beginning of the year called Mary Meet in order for the students to meet each other before school starts, because it's always nice to see a familiar face before the first day of school.
And lastly, we just want to recap that the values of our campaign and our platform are responsibility, commitment, community, and innovation. Thank you.
Because of my
Next up, we have Fahima and Mahwa.
Okay, hi guys, so I'm Fahima, and our platform revolves around the 3 most important aspects that you guys proposed to us: about student external resources, about getting food opportunities, and jobs and financing.
Another one of our major platforms is about food, and we all know all of us love to eat and we love food, and we need to make the cafeteria prices way cheaper and give a way more variety of foods, such as halal, kosher, vegetarian, vegan.
And along with that, we're also going to offer everyone's favorite chat time services on campus.
Because we're a high quality school and we deserve high quality food.
And along with that, external resources that we're offering is a way to contact, like how there's Indeed for jobs, but for internships between universities and students and other job opportunities too.
Your opinions matter because we create a change tailored for you. Thank you.
Then up next, we have Hongda Lee. Please pass the mic to Hongda.
Good afternoon, everyone. So I'm Honda Lee. Here's my platform. My platform involves three aspects. The main aspect is the improvement of student life. Currently, the Congress is run by only 11 members. The student cannot involve which anything related to the school without the acceptance with the Congress. And therefore, I want to change that. I want to use the bulletin board to propagate, to publicize the activity held by small clubs. And secondly, I want to improve the cafeteria's quality. Currently, we are signing a three-year deal with the cafeteria, and some measures talking by other candidates seems not quite feasible. Therefore, I'm trying to further negotiate with cafeteria, implementing cultural waste and diversify the food in the cafeteria. And thirdly, it's more importantly, as a vice president to do is to reform the election system. Our election system is a disaster. It's not democratic, and those people who are not elected do not represent the worst public. So I hope you try to support me for a independent candidate for vice president. Thank you.
Thank you for that very saucy speech. Very spicy. Thank you. Next up we have Jerry and Sophie.
So our platform revolves around directly empowering your voice, rebuilding the student union from its foundations and strengthening it at its core in order to address issues such as cafeteria, mental health resources, and others, which can only be done through a better communication with the administration. But apart from that, we also have multiple components of our platform that we think directly concerns students and their interests, especially this year.
So the first one concerns mental health services. So we acknowledge that there's a lack of counselors in the school, and while we know that is difficult, we want to increase that number because we want to make sure that all students get the help they need. Another thing that we want to implement is a peer support program. We know that it's already in place in a lot of clubs, and we want it to be part of student services and be something that is reliable and that is permanent for students to basically explore.
Recognizing as well that club life is the heart and soul of Marianopolis, we would also like to propose better Congress to Clubs communications, 16 plus parties with resto bar alcohol permits, as well as monthly free food events.
Another thing that we want to encourage opportunities, so we want to offer you more internships and more,
Thank you very much. Awesome speech. I just want to comment on, I just want to apologize for the way the gavel sounds on this iron board. It's not the best sound in the world. And up next we have Louis and Olivia.
Do you mind if I get up?
I don't mind. Please get up.
Hi guys, I would love to tell you everything about my platform. The only issue is it's about 4 pages long, so we might be here till tomorrow. The reason for that is because we didn't only take issues that benefit the MSU as a whole, we really went around to target smaller minorities of students that might have different issues that don't necessarily concern everyone but are still relevant.
But what we can tell you about our platform is that it covers the cafeteria, the environment, clubs, communication, student life, and academics. If you care about any of these things, and if you care about having your voice heard, you'll vote for Olivia and Louis. Thank you.
If you want to look at our platform, Olivia posted it yesterday on the MSU Facebook group, so you can go check it out.
Thank you for that outstanding speech. I'm very sorry for that. And finally, we have Philip and Atavan.
Hi. So if I was to summarize our platform in a single word, it would definitely be innovation. Because we're willing to do things that have not really been done before, and we're willing to do some things that some people might find a little bit risky, but we believe are absolutely the most efficient solution, and that they are definitely possible.
So one of our great ideas is placing a Marianopolis book sale, a one centralized location where everyone can get their used and new books. This allows less need to transport and to go to Korea every day. No, not every day, in the start of the semester.
Our second idea is that we're going to re-implement STM shuttle buses, but instead of only implementing the 124 to Vendôme, Vendôme is going to have some renovations in the future. So to avoid that, we're going to redirect 124 to Côte-Sainte-Catherine, and we're also going to have the 138 that goes downtown Atwater, which is where a lot of students live, and I know a lot of international students live, so I think that's going to be a great benefit.
So have you guys realized that on the garbage bins there's always, wait, can you be recycled? Can this be recycled? So we think it's not very effective if there's no recycling bins around. So what we're trying to do is relocate all the excess recycling bins in G300 wings and put it in different
locations.
Thank you so much, candidates, for these awesome speeches, these informative speeches, and I hope you guys have some questions ready for them afterwards. These questions will be extremely useful, but for now, we will move on to some more enriching questions I will explain. Well, I'll explain like the function, but essentially, first question: what does student leadership mean to you? You have 30 seconds each candidate to answer, and they will go from leftmost to rightmost. Starting with Hong Kong.
Oh, okay. So whenever they try to speak, they always ask me to speak the first. So for me, a good example of leadership is someone like Napoleon. When Napoleon presents to other people, when he sees someone, he says, I know you, who you are, I know you have to service me, and I'm sure that I will grant you your future. And that's the kind of leadership. The kind of leader is not become an example of leader, but rather someone that's live among us, that can truly bring some innovative ideas and make us better.
I think a good leader is someone that's able to represent everyone else in a fair way. And I also think that I'm very proud to say that I was an organizer at the EMSB leadership camp, which allowed me to learn more about leadership and which allowed me to also bestow my learnings to other students.
I also believe that a good leader should represent the public's desires. And I think a good leader should be able to humble themselves to the level of the public that they represent. Because many times I think it's a different approach that people take in general, that they elevate themselves above and they make it seem very professional. But I think that by taking a little bit more of a relatable approach, I think that is the correct way to approach the problem, in my opinion.
Sorry, but before, so essentially, before the next candidate goes, I want you guys to hold the applause until the end after everyone has spoken. That way it saves time because we want to get through as much content as possible. Thank you. Next.
Hi, what I learned from my year as student body president last year is that for a student leader, there are a few things you need to do. You need to listen, you need to know how to delegate tasks, and most of all, you need to know how to get the job done. So I find a student leader needs to be someone who's experienced, who's passionate about what they're doing, and who is willing to put others' voices before their own. So, yeah, your voices matter, and that's what we'd like to show through student leadership. Thank you.
Do you mind if I get up again?
I don't mind. Do what you feel is right.
What I feel is right. Hi guys, how are you? So a leader for me. Okay, so basically, Congress represents the MSU, right? But is the MSU the majority of the MSU, or is the MSU every single one of you? So then if we're going through voting for a platform, that would represent basically the people that voted for that platform and the winning platform. But what we want to push for is a more approachable Congress that is always open armed to any individual students. So that it doesn't just represent the people that voted for the winning candidates, but everyone.
I believe that being a good leader means that that person needs to be able to take both positive and negative feedback and be able to work as a team and not being like the boss of what is happening. And also that person needs to be open-minded and extremely organized and make sure that every team member is doing what they're supposed to be doing. Thank you.
I believe that the qualities of a good leader, student leader, is to represent the values and to not stand down no matter what happens, and to represent you and the student union as best as possible in my ability. Also, I believe that a certain amount of flexibility and the ability to lead and delegate tasks to certain individuals while making sure that they are keeping up with whatever it is they're doing is extremely important. Thank you.
I'm going to make this short and easy. So I'm going to do an equation. Student leadership equals perseverance equals everybody's voice is represented by one voice. That's it, that's all. Thank you.
Okay, so what I think student leadership is, it's not me standing here on one side with the mic, it's me putting the mic towards you guys. So we can hear your voices, what you guys want to say, and we put that through in our platform. So we are not just one, we are a united school, so we will lead together.
A student leader for me is somebody that is able to listen to what everybody has to say and not only listen to it but collaborate to find solutions. It's somebody that is able to encourage others to come up with their own initiatives. It's not somebody that takes on the whole responsibility, that takes on the whole credit, but to give the power to the people surrounding them.
As for me, I believe that to lead a student body is to maintain that responsibility, that trust, and that reliability that you deserve to the constituents as well as the student body that elected you. What that means is to remain professional at all times, obviously, to be flexible to all of your ideas, and not to lead from the top, but rather to empower every single one of you within the union in order to make sure that everybody is encouraged to have their voice and their impact on the community. Thank you.
Yet again, candidates, we really hope to see some extremely for the people leadership next year. I'm excited to see that. Next, with next year being our 4th year as an independent, fully accredited union, as president or vice president, how will you continue to uphold and bolster the state of our union when receiving pressure from the college? So essentially, how will you protect our accredited student union when faced with challenges from the college? We will have 30 seconds per candidate for this question, from rightmost to leftmost, starting with Jerry.
All right, so in light of our accredited legal status as a student body, I first and foremost believe that a push for transparency is the most important thing to do, since we are distinct from the college, and that we need to make sure that every single one of the students are aware of how they're being represented, and if whether or not their voices and interests are being advocated well to the administration. That being said, it is also to never make a concession to the administration at the expense of the student body, to ensure that every single one of you are encouraged to provide a voice, and that voice is empowered in front of the upper administration.
So I want to continue on what Jerry has said. So we really want to push on for transparency. We want students to be able to voice their concerns, everything that they have to say. So basically what we want is to make Congress basically have the students know what's happening within Congress, how they can improve and how they can basically make their mark. So what's happening is we feel like Congress, a lot of people know what it is, but not a lot of people know exactly specifically what Congress can do and what the effect Congress can have to the upper administration. So what we want to is to encourage students to basically implicate themselves.
This school is for us. It's up to us to decide how it should be functioned, and we should be able to push back if we are faced with no. We will not accept if someone says no to us. We will answer back with why not this, why not that. We want an answer. We want to face change, and we will bring it.
Pressure in Congress doesn't exist. If you're going to run for that position, you need to be able to encounter whatever you can to avoid that pressure. Because, hold on, I have to think. Because your opinion matters a lot to us, and your opinion helps us achieve a goal. And it doesn't matter how much pressure there is, it doesn't matter what hardship you encounter, you need to be able to keep going and obtain your position.
Since accreditation, I believe that we have worked very hard as a Congress to maintain a healthy relationship with the school. As the MSU and the Marianopolis College, I want to make sure that we facilitate and cultivate that relationship to make sure that if there are any problems, we bring them up in a diplomatic manner, whether it's with the Director General or the Board of Governors. That means that in the case of anything being brought to our attention from the student body against the student union or against the college itself, we will not back down from representing those relationships, but we think that having a healthy relationship between us and the college is most important. Thank you.
As the VP, I will be able to be super transparent about the Congress with the club executive, which is the main role of the vice president, since that person needs to be the main liaison between the club executive and the Congress. Being able to hear the main concerns of the club executives, we will be able to give the clubs what they need and help them succeed with whatever activities and events that they are organizing.
Ricky?
Actually, for the sake of time, please remain seated.
Okay, first big misconception, that the school is our enemy. No, the school actually wants the best for us. They brought us therapy dogs this semester, they brought us free pancakes, they really do want to work with us. Second, how can we correctly represent you if we're up here and you're down there? Can I go sit with you?
No.
Perfect, thank you.
Okay, when talking with administration, when talking with anyone that you want to reach a conclusion, right, reach a consensus, it's important to always know your options and to plan ahead. When talking with the administration, we go in with goals that we know we can achieve, ask for what you want and a little bit more. The administration may have a lot of power, may have a lot of say in what happens with the school, but we have numbers, we have our voices, and we have the ability to get things done.
Just like Lo said, I could not agree more. The administration is not our enemy. They want the best for us. And whereas it is the president's and the vice president's duty to represent the Marianopolis Student Union's interests, of course, we have to be somewhat aggressive, but we have to keep good relationships with the administration of the college if we want to keep a healthy and long-term relationship. So, yeah.
I personally believe if you have a really good relationship, like many of the other candidates have said, I believe that not only will these admin try their best to not only implement these ideas, they'll also give us suggestions. So if anything, we should all, even if we are accredited from the accreditation of the Congress, I still do believe that we should still stay connected with the admin.
For the Congress, the most difficult things to do is both maintain a good relationships with the admin and with the student. So what I suggest, to both maintain that such good relations, we need to create more discussion. We need to create more chance to discuss between student and admin. And I truly believe that's where the Congress is lacking. Thank you.
So, thank you candidates for these awesome answers, these delightful answers. Next, we will have a president. We have a question for presidents only. So essentially all only presidents will answer this question. Next we'll have a question for the VPs. But essentially for presidents only, what makes you a better leader than the other candidates, both in terms of your experience, your achievements, and your skills?